Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today I am documenting some photos from a day trip that we took to Yosemite using my September kit from the Wild Hare Kits. And you can see I did go ahead and print that waterfall photo as a 4x8, or it's actually like 4 1/4 by 8 1/4 to completely cover one side of my traveler's notebook insert. So I won't be doing a whole lot of embellishing since I have that photo taking up a lot of space, but I wanted to show you, you don't have to do super elaborate, go all out style like layouts. It can be pretty simple. So I'm going to start by using some Distress Oxide ink and a makeup brush to just lightly blend some of that ink through this Vicky Bouton stencil that I got in my kit. So I think that this is peeled paint, maybe, or forest moss, probably. I don't know. I'll list the name of the Distress Oxide ink down below, but I'm just blending it through there really lightly just to add some interest to the background of the page. And I kind of want to explore with this stencil and some mixed media on this particular layout. So I'm not going to do anything super crazy other than that. And this was just kind of an impromptu trip that we took. We were supposed to go camping that weekend and some things kind of came up and it fell through, and so my husband surprised me and said, hey, let's go up to Yosemite for the day, because it had been on my bucket list to see the waterfalls at Yosemite. So I thought, oh, how awesome. Well, it ended up being a not so great day. It just seems like everything was going wrong. My whole family was super grumpy and complaining. It's about 3 hours away from us to go to Yosemite. And so they were complaining about how long the drive was. And then we got there and it was hot and there was tons of tourists and we had to park like a mile away from the waterfalls. And then they were complaining about having to hike. Granted, we did go into a wilderness national park, so I kind of thought hiking was a given, but apparently I was the worst mom ever for making anybody walk any distance. And then you get up to the waterfalls, and we were here on a Saturday in June, and the amount of tourists are crazy. It was so beautiful, but I didn't realize that people can walk all the way up to the base of the falls on the rocks. And so any photos you try to take, there are just people crawling all over the rocks. I mean, hundreds of people. There was no parking. It was super hot. It was just not what I expected at all. So we got our pictures in. We came back. We ended up getting stuck in a road closure on the way home and had a horrible dinner. And it was just one of those days where, you know, nothing was going right. But I did want to still document it, and so my journaling there that I printed on my computer, I documented some of those things that weren't perfect. Don't be afraid to document the moments that aren't always awesome and amazing. I think it's just as important to document the stories of when things don't go 100% as planned or aren't the perfect, you know, family outing or whatever, because when we look back on this, we want to remember real life, not fake life, right? So I did just do some quick journaling there. And you can see I am taking some watercolors to just add some more blue over onto this side of the spread, and I'm trying to pull out colors from that photo, so I'm trying to keep it pretty neutral and earthy. I have pulled out some papers, like this particular paper that I backed the photos with. That is from my August kit, so I did pull some of the kind of naturey colored things from last month's kit and merged it with the products that I got this month, and it worked perfectly. And I'm going to go ahead and cut out my journaling like I normally do, and I just use a Zig 2-way glue pen to adhere that down. I thought about putting some embellishments behind the journaling, but I was really trying to be careful not to overwork this layout. I wanted to keep it really simple. I wanted that photo on the left to really be the main focal point and kind of let the photos speak for themselves and not over embellish. I also am having an issue with this insert. It's getting super super thick from the embellishments. So as a matter of fact, right after this video, I actually cut apart this insert and turned it into a ring bound mini book. So you'll be seeing that in a future video, what it looks like now. I kind of did some surgery to it to accommodate all of the embellishments that I have included in there. And I much prefer it as ring bound. I will probably be doing that from here on out with my inserts. I know it makes it so that they don't fit in an actual traveler's notebook cover anymore, but it allows the book to expand and I don't have to worry about the photos bending and I don't know, just some issues I was having with this particular insert getting super full. At this point, I realized I didn't have a title on the page, so I pulled out the Willow Lane thickers from September's kit, and I'm going to just spell out Yosemite up towards the top of this area in the photo. I had some issues with editing. I took Photoshop classes in college. I'm still trying to remember some of those editing tricks, and I had some issues with the sky being kind of blown out on this photo, and I also got some little watercolor splatters up there, so I just went ahead and filled it in with the Yosemite title, and that kind of, you know, took away from that really bright empty spot up there. And then I kind of played around with maybe putting the word falls underneath there, but it was kind of coming too far down into the photo. And I do like how the stickers have a lot of color to them and they seem really bright, but they actually are tones and colors that are pulled and match the colors of the photos on the right hand side. So like our skin tone, the yellow on Aiden's shirt, the deep blues that are in the scenery in the background. So that kind of worked out. I was not planning on that. It just happened to work out that way. That Keep the Wild In piece is a fabric die cut from Pink Fresh Studios from my August kit. And then these enamel dots are from Echo Park. These are from my September kit. And again, they were colors that really coordinate well with those stickers and the colors in the photos. So I can still have it be nature themed and nature photos, but bring little pops of color to this layout to give it some more interest just by adding these few little details, and kind of helps it look like a cohesive layout. So I'm just going to go ahead. It was hard not to add all of the enamel dots to everything, right? So that is about it. I'll go ahead and finish it up with the date stamp. And that is it. So if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below. Go head on over to the blog post for more close-up photos of this particular project. Give this video a thumbs up if you were inspired. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Be sure to click on that bell notification button so you don't miss any future projects from me. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.